Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you in St. Lucia, and good morning, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you in Jamaica. I would like to welcome you to the annual general meeting of shareholders of PROVEN Group Limited. My name is Rory McNamara, and as the chairman of PROVEN Group Limited, I will chair today's meeting. Throughout the meeting, I will refer to PROVEN Group Limited as the company or PROVEN. For recording purposes, I ask persons speaking at the meeting to state your name. I also wish to remind persons present that only registered stockholders or their appointed proxies can move or second motions and vote. Should you wish to speak, you should so indicate by raising your hand, and you will be acknowledged. Ladies and gentlemen, I can confirm that a quorum is present on the basis of the proxies provided and persons in attendance, and so I take great pleasure in calling this annual general meeting of the company to order and in welcoming you all. I would like to seek the permission of those present to have the notice convening the meeting taken as read. I don't see any objections, so we shall move forward in that regard. I'm sure that all stockholders present will join me in expressing sincere appreciation to the members of the board of directors of your company for their dedicated service to the company and its stockholders throughout the year to March 31st, 2024. With us today are the following directors: Gary Sinclair, Nisha Sudeen, and Jeffrey Gelano. I also welcome Sherry Murray, our company secretary, and our CEO designate, Johan Haven. The purpose of the annual general meeting today is to seek the approval of shareholders for the following resolutions. 1, that the audited group accounts for the year ending 31st of March and the reports of the directors and auditors circulated with the notice convening the meeting be and are hereby approved. 2, that the interim dividends paid on the 31st of March 2023, 13th of December 2023, and 12th of March 2024 be and are hereby declared as final, and that no further dividends be paid in respect of the year under review. 3, that KPMG, with offices in St. Lucia, having agreed to continue in office as auditors for the company, be hereby appointed to hold office until the conclusion of the next annual general meeting at a remuneration to be fixed by the directors of the company. And 4, that the amounts shown in the accounts of the company for the year ending 31st of March 2024 as a remuneration of the directors for their services as directors be and is hereby approved. The resolutions were duly set out in the Notice of Annual General Meeting dated the 11th of July 2024 and duly signed by the Company Secretary. At this point, I'm going to call on Johan Haven to come and give the CEO's report, and we will follow immediately thereafter with questions in relation to his report. So I hand over to Johan. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. You know, you're getting older and you have to take off your glasses to read, right? Not to mention the gray hairs. But good afternoon, everyone. Good morning to those in Jamaica and in Cayman and other parts of the Caribbean. Really happy to be here in St. Lucia this morning with you all. You know, it's really my pleasure to report on the performance of your company, PROVEN, over the past year for the financial year ending March, which has been 14 years in operation. And actually, Chair, I don't know if you realize, but we're incorporated on November 25th, 2009. So another 2 weeks is our 15th year anniversary. So we're really looking forward to that. But, you know, as I traveled down here over the past couple of days, I really had to reflect on PROVEN and what we've done over the past 15 years. And it really has been a wonderful journey of PROVEN and growth and with the PROVEN team. You know, we started off at inception raising $20 million US under a financial holding company structure, and that morphed into a private equity structure where over a span of 10 to 12 years, we did 11 acquisitions, which was quite impressive and, very hectic 11 years. And in 2022, we made the decision to pivot to a financial conglomerate. So we rebranded all the core banking and wealth businesses within the company under the Proven brand and, consolidated, and now it's time for expansion. So going back to last year and our performance over last year, we had a good year. Revenues were up 9.7% across the board, across all major lines. We had net profits of 12.3 million for the year, and we paid out dividends, which is most important, of 5 million last year. Our total assets have grown from that starting point of 20 million in 2010 to 1.1 billion as at 2024. Considerable growth over the past 24 years. So kudos to the team, kudos to the board. It has been, a great trajectory in terms of growth for the company and for the group as a whole. So digging deep into the results of last year, our net interest income, which is one of our major lines across both banking and wealth, was up by 1.7%, mainly because of the widening spreads on the banking business. Another major line for us was from the manufacturing business. The margins at Roberts considerably increased over the prior year, bringing in, now I need the glasses now to see them, bringing in 16 million in terms of gross margins for us for the year compared to 9 million in the prior year. So Roberts Manufacturing in Barbados had a wonderful 2024. Fees and commissions is one of the lines that we've zoned in on. And on our wealth management business, fees and commissions had fallen off over last year, just given the nature of the market, given the nature of the high interest rates that are in the market and the propensity of clients not to trade as much during those times. So fee income down 10% to $8 million for the year. The large and most major item for the financial year ending March 2024 was our share of profits on associates, and share and profits mainly on JMB. We had 12.4 million in terms of profits on the share of profits line coming in on from that entity. Our fund management income up 10.2%, and overall other income up 30%, mainly from rental income and other property related activities during the year. So it was a very good year. Net revenues up on total by 9.7%. So overall operating profits up 10.16%, a return on equity for the year of 12.1%, and a dividend yield of 3.32% paid out to shareholders during the financial year. Okay. So this graph gives our performance in terms of our return on equity over the past 10 years. And you can see that majority of the years we have achieved a positive return on equity for our shareholders. Of note is that 2020 year where we had a 31% return on equity, and that was mainly from the sale of our 50% of our holding in Access Financial Services. During that year, the remaining portion of our Access shares were revalued at the current market rate. And that's what really led to the downfall in 2023 when those shares were again revalued and impaired down to the current market value. All in all, on average, the return on equity over the past 10 years has been 9.8%, and is one of the areas that we are focused on in terms of returning consistent returns, achieving consistent returns to our shareholders. This slide is probably the most important slide of my presentation today, and it's our dividend yield. And I'm happy to say that every year since inception, Proven has paid dividends to its shareholders every single year, even the year when we had a revaluation. And so this line is most important to us. Our dividend yield on average over the past 10 years has been 4.5%. One of the highest dividend yields other than public Carreras on the Jamaica Stock Exchange. So dividends and consistent return to shareholders is our main focus and one of the main areas that we're zoned in on a day-to-day basis in terms of generating consistent cash flows and paying those cash flows back to our shareholders. Critical item. So going into our 4 strategic pillars, and we have formed the company around these strategic pillars: our wealth business, our banking business, properties, and our private capital business. For the financial year ending 2024, you can see on our wealth business, we now operate in 6 territories: Barbados, BVI, Bermuda, Cayman, Jamaica, and the Bahamas. So as I said before, 2024 was a challenging year for our wealth business, but over the past 6 months, we have seen where the trajectory has changed considerably on the wealth business. We've seen, especially in Jamaica, where interest rates have come down considerably. Even though the Bank of Jamaica has reduced interest rates by only 20 to 50 basis points over the past 6 months, the actual CD rate, which is the rate that we benchmark all our instruments on in the market, has fallen from 10% down to 6.8% over the past 4 months. So a considerable decline in the benchmarked rates in Jamaica, and that has resulted in widening spreads on the wealth business and lower cost of funds. So we've seen a big turnaround in our business on wealth in Jamaica, and that will also go well as well for JMMB, which is another big investment for us. On the other investments, Cayman, Bermuda, BVI, the focus is on continuing to grow that business and continue to grow in the sales on those commission-based products. So again, wealth had a tough 2024. Past 6 months has seen very well, and we're seeing the trajectory improve as we go into this financial year. On the banking side, so we are in Cayman and St. Lucia at Proven Bank, and the banks have had a stellar year, 2024. Income up 20%, return on equity across both entities at 20%, very efficient operations, 55% efficiency ratio, and the growth and profitability from the banks we're very proud of, we're very happy with. We acquired Brazil in 2017, acquired Fidelity Bank in 2022. Both entities were renamed and rebranded Proven Bank, and the turnaround of both institutions has been something that we're very, very proud of. So looking ahead for the banking business, our focus right now, right, Cindy, is on growth, growing the business, expanding into Caribbean and Latin America, and growing our sales and marketing initiatives across the territory. We will soon be announcing a new head of our banking division, and really looking forward to that person building on the legacy and what we have achieved over the past couple of years. Our properties division, again, completed 2 major projects in 2024. First was Avista in Mandeville in Jamaica, and also Proven Place in Kingston in Jamaica was the first commercial property for the group that was completed. Avista, a mixed unit of apartments and commercial properties, in Mandeville, as I said, and Proven Place, which houses most of our Proven offices as well as other offices and other tenants in Jamaica. So we saw the gains on those properties coming in the 2024 financial year. We launched Proven Place in October 2025 with much splash, and it was a really good event, and really, it's a really great house, a really iconic building located on Lady Musgrave Road. For this year, we have 3 major projects that we are looking to complete as well as start. So Bahari, which is projected completion of phase 1 in May 2025. We had our open house in Bahari, Runaway Bay, Jamaica, 3 weeks ago. It was a wonderful affair. If you guys didn't go or haven't been to Bahari, you need to go. It's a wonderful property. Wonderful opportunity, villas, mixed-use apartments. It's really, really top-notch. So Bahari, we're looking at completing phase 1 and handing over units starting in May of next year. Sol Harbor, which is another project in Ocho Rios, Jamaica, that is looking to completion in December 2025. And then the commencement of Kingston Gateways, which is a warehouse project in November of next year. That project will kick off. So for this financial year, we're not expecting any projects to be completed on the properties division. But going into the next financial year, we have Bahari, we have Sol Harbor, 2 major developments that will be completed, and we will see those revenues flow through to the proven results in the financial year coming up. Additionally, looking ahead, we've acquired a 50% ownership in a commercial property in Barbados, which we're quite excited about, our second foray into the Barbados market. And we're looking at establishing a property management unit and also expanding our wings throughout the diaspora. And that was kicked off with a function in New York earlier this month or quarter, under the Proven Wealth brand and under the Proven Property brand. So finally, the private capital division, which is made up of our investments in Access Holdings, JMB Group, and Roberts Group, had a very good year. 37% increase in pre-tax profits at Access, 13% year-over-year increase in after-tax profits. JMB's share on profits for the year, although it reflected a one-off and their gain on their holdings in Sagicor, our share of their profits was 15.3 million during the year, so a considerable contribution coming in from JMB for that financial year. Roberts, as I said before, 48% growth in gross profits and a 3 times increase in net profit coming in from Roberts over the last financial year. So solid performance across the group. Looking ahead, we're looking for access to, they will be revitalizing their product and their portfolio holdings. They're looking at their sales structure and introducing technology to widen their distribution channels. JMB is one of the areas that we have keen focus on throughout the group. We are aware of the contagion effect and the volatility of JMB's results with our results, and is one of the areas that we are keenly focused on, and increasing our representation on the board is important, as well as increasing our influence and our ability to work and collaborate with JMB is very critical and an area of focus for us right now. At Roberts, the export market is key, and getting the oil business into Trinidad and the feed business throughout the Caribbean is where the focus is going into this financial year. Corporate social responsibility, we don't take this lightly, and we have done numerous projects throughout the year across community development after Hurricane Beryl. Thank you. Education, again, is critical to us, and also just building on entrepreneurship and building the markets across the region, critical in terms of our responsibility and our assistance in areas that may be needed. So our key priorities for this financial year, and our key priorities for Proven as a group: strong core tax efficient returns. So returns on the business that are core. So banking, wealth, properties, those 3 areas, consistent, strong returns. That is one of our key priorities. Also ensuring cash flow generation, strong cash flow generation, and strong consistent dividend payments to our shareholders. Reducing the volatility on our private equity holdings, especially JMB. Further consolidation across the group and improved efficiencies, and stringent risk management and compliance. These are our 5 areas of focus and areas that that we see that we are zoned in on and that we will focus on as a group and as a board. So thank you very much, and I open up for any questions that may be online or in the audience. So if you're on Zoom, I think you can click on open your mic and feel free to ask any questions that you may have, shareholders. We should also say that we have our auditors online as well, KPMG, so should you have any questions for our auditors, feel free to ask as well. All right, no questions. Well, that's a first. Well, thank you much, and I hand you back over to our chairman, Rory. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Johan. So we'll move then to the business of the meeting, as there are no other questions, and we will proceed with the voting. So I'll move to the first resolution, that the audited group accounts for the year ending 31st of March 2024 and the reports of the directors and auditors circulated with the notice convening the meeting be and are hereby adopted. Do I have a proposer? Okay, thank you, Gary. And do I have a seconder? Thank you, Rodney. And so, all in favor? Any against? Okay, so this resolution is passed. The second resolution will be that the interim dividends paid on the 31st of August 2023, 13th of December 2023, and 12th of March 2024 be and are hereby declared as final, and no further dividends be paid in respect of the year under review. Do I have a proposer? Thank you, Sherry. Do I have a seconder? Thank you, Johan. I will put the motion to the resolution, to the meeting. All in favor? Aye. Any against? No. This resolution is too passed. The third resolution, that KPMG, with offices in St. Lucia, having agreed to continue in office as auditors for the company, be hereby appointed to hold the office until the conclusion of the next annual general meeting at a remuneration to be fixed by the directors of the company. Do I have a proposer? Thank you. Seconder, Sherry. Thank you. All in favor? Any against? No. This motion is passed. That the amount shown in the accounts of the company for the year ending 31st of March 2024 as remuneration of the directors for their services as directors be and is hereby approved. Do I have a proposer? Johan, thank you. And seconder, Gary, thank you. I put the motion to the floor. All in favor? Any against? This resolution is passed. So, this brings me to the end of the formal business of the meeting. I thank everyone here for attending. If there is any other business that needs to be raised or discussed, please feel free to raise it now. On the basis that there were no questions earlier, I figure that there... Oh, sorry. Okay. Okay. I'm not really sure if this is a question. So we have Lorraine McDonald. No dividends also for me since I joined back then. Not really. One dividend payment since year unlike the expected quarterly payments. What happened with that?
Yes, thanks for that question, Lauren. So yes, we are aware. So we haven't paid dividends over the past 2 quarters, and yes, your concerns are heard, and it is something that we are aware of, and something that we are definitely looking to reversing and being more consistent with our dividend payments into the future. And this is under the backdrop of also monitoring our profitability and our cash flow to ensure that we are being prudent in paying out dividends when dividends are proposed. But thanks for that.
I might want to mention, that you should know that we're meeting to consider one at the next.
Yes, and so there's a board meeting scheduled for Thursday to consider a dividend payment for the quarter ending September.
Okay, are there any other questions? Okay, on the basis that there are no other questions, I just would like to thank everybody who has come today to attend, all of you online, all of you in person. I wish you all a very good day, and I declare the meeting closed. Thank you very much.